All right, so hey y'all. So we're just going to do a quick review of what we have already learned in class today. So we have learned that all linear relationships have a rate of change. In proportional relationships, that rate of change is called your constant of proportionality and is represented by the variable k. Now, in non-proportional linear relationships, that rate of change is called the slope, and it is represented by the variable m. Now, we also have gotten to understand that proportional relationships have three characteristics. It has to have a straight line, so linear. It needs to have the coordinates of 0 and 0. And it also has a constant of proportionality, meaning it has the same ratio. If we look here at the bottom, we have our formula for us for our proportional relationships, which is y equals kx. And this k is our constant. Then we have non-proportional relationships, which we are trying to find the slope. Okay, we know it does not cross the origin of 0 and 0. However, it is linear. And this m is us finding this slope, and this b is our y-intercept. Let's go ahead and start to look at some examples. We are going to identify if this is proportional or non-proportional. So let's go ahead and look at our graph. I want to start off by identifying my graph with my x and y axis just to be clear. So this is my y-axis and this is my x-axis. Then let's identify if this graph is proportional or non-proportional. Since it is not crossing over a coordinate of 0 and 0, I am able to identify this as non-proportional. Non-proportional is the rate of change is represented by the letter m because we're going to find the slope. Now, what is the value of the y-intercept? So if I'm looking on my graph, I see my y-intercept is here, is 2. So m equals 2. Now, what is the rate of change? When we're looking for m, or our slope, we are doing rise over run. So we're going to start where we're going to start on our y-axis with the given point. So that given point that is provided to us, and I'm going to change my color. The given point that is provided to us is 2. And so I need to now make sure I'm rise first, then I run. So then I'm going to go to the x-axis at a good point. So we have 2. And since I am scrolling down, so 1, 2, that is my rise. So m equals 2. And my run is how many times I need to go over. 1, 2. So m equals 1. Because 2 divided by 2 is just 1. Okay, let's go ahead and continue. So let's go ahead and identify our y and x axis. Y and x. Now, is this graph proportional or non-proportional? And by the looks of it, it's linear. It goes through the origin of 0 and 0. This is a proportional graph that is represented by the rate of change of k. And so k, the value of k, which is at our y-intercept, is 0 and 0. So this is 0. Now let's go ahead and find the rate of change. So k equals y over x And let's pick two coordinates. I have 1 and 1. So k equals 1 over 1. So k will equal 1. Let's continue. We want to first identify our x and y axis. So our y and x. Then, since we know this is not going through an origin of 0 and 0, this is non-proportional. And that is represented by m with slope. Now, what is the value of that y-intercept? So since we're looking for m, I'm looking at right here at my y-intercept, which is 2. We're looking for the rate of change. So m equals rise over run. So let's go ahead and start. So we're going to start at 2 at our y given point and rise first to the x given point. So let's go ahead and get to x. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So my rise is 6 and run is me going over to my x's. Okay, there we go. So start here. 1. So my slope is 1. My slope is 6. Okay. And let's go ahead and continue. Now here, since we already know how to find our rate of change, we're now going to continue by expanding that to understand how to get the equation. So the first thing that we want to do is identify our graph with our y and x axis, so y and x. Then let's identify if this is proportional or non-proportional. So since this is non-proportional, I know that I'm going to be looking for my rate of change, which is m. So my m on here, we are going through 1. Remember to find m equals rise over run. So the y-intercept is here at 1. And we want to get to our next, we want to start with our y-axis first, rising, and then we're going to run. So 1, go down, 1. Okay, so our rise is 1, and we want to run over also 1. Okay, now it needs us, or it's asking us to find the equation. Remember, our equation for non-proportional relationships is y equals mx plus b. M is our slope. B is our y-intercept. So our equation would now be y equals, since it's over 1 over 1, we will have this as x plus our b-intercept, our b, which is our y-intercept, is here, is 1. So this will be our final equation. Okay, let's do another one. We have a rate of change. Let's identify our x and y axis. Let's identify if this is proportional or non-proportional. So this is non-proportional. So we know that our rate of change is m, which is equal to rise over run. So let's go ahead and start. We see that on our y-axis, we are at 3. And so I need to get to my x-axis. So let's go ahead and rise 1, 2, 3. So my rise is 3. I'm going to run over 1. So my m equals 3. Now, I'm going to do a step back because the slope is negative. This will be negative 3. And so our equation is now y equals negative 3x. Here's our y-intercept, which is negative 3. So minus 3. Okay. And let's do one more. And I'm going to have you provide me with the correct feedback on your answer key. And I will see you in a few minutes. Bye.